Hello, I'm Teresa Canavo. This is Campaign Conversations, episode number 2. I have with me some beautiful young adults from Winsted, Connecticut, who have either graduated high school or are in high school right now, and we're going to have some conversations with Lisa Smith. So, welcome Lisa Smith, who is running Road D.
Thanks for having me again.
Petitioning candidate for Board of Selectmen, Winsted, Connecticut. Yes. Let's introduce our panel.
I'm Alex Smith. I'm a Gilbert graduate, and I'm attending the Torrington branch of University of Connecticut as a freshman right now.
My name is Sophia Canavo. I attended the Gilbert School as well as the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts in Hartford. I am also a Gilbert graduate. I graduated last year, and this year I am attending Northwestern Community College in this town, Winsted.
My name is Jessica Terrell, and I'm currently attending the Gilbert School. I actually went to Academy as well for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year, and I'm a senior now at Gilbert.
My name is Brock Flieger, and currently I'm a senior at the Gilbert School.
My name is Katie Beadle. I graduated from Northwestern Regional 7, and I'm currently at Northwestern Community College.
Hi, my name is George Ignatiadis, and I currently attend the Gilbert School as a junior.
Very nice. Welcome, everyone. I'm just going to kind of keep the microphone in the middle. And Mrs. Smith, you've been a volunteer coach for many years. You are currently a coach at Regional School District Number 7 for baseball and wrestling.
Middle school.
Middle school. Wonderful. You have been on the Board of Recreation. How many years was that?
I was on the Recreation Board for 5 years.
Okay, wonderful. And you're currently our liaison selectman for the rec department.
That's correct.
Describe to me what that kind of means.
Liaison does? Yeah. As the liaison to the rec board, I go to as many of the meetings that I can attend, and any of the concerns or issues that come up in the rec department, I try to bring those back to our board, the selectmen, and we try to work in partnership with the recreation board in solving those issues.
Mm-hmm. So guys, do you have any questions for Mrs. Smith on the rec department? Is there anything that you'd like to see? We had talked maybe about fields. Currently, you would like to see an additional soccer field brought in because the kids are running on what is a baseball field into a soccer field.
Right. Brock, you play soccer, right?
Yeah. Well, I know that every game, I think we're the only team in the league that has half of a baseball field to play on with the dirt and everything. So yeah, it would be great to have a full soccer field and the 2 baseball fields additionally.
I agree with you. I know that you guys have had some injuries, both on our team and other teams that come to our town, because when they're running from the grass into the baseball field, you're going from the grass to the dirt, and we've had some rolled ankles and other injuries, and that's not always incentive for other teams to want to come to Winsted.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, so I think it would be nice to have a designated soccer field.
You had told me that the paving is going to be done over at the parking lot next door to the fields.
Yep.
That's going to be an incredible. Is there an issue with parking there? I mean, I've gotten a ticket trying to park to go to one of Sophia's games or Tessa's games. That's going to add quite a few additional parking spaces and get people lined up. I guess we're going to have lines and.
Not only that, but currently we don't have any handicap spaces. So the senior citizens, the grandparents that want to come out to watch their grandkids, if they're either in a wheelchair or whatever their disability is, if they have a disability, we really need to have designated handicap spaces. And currently we don't have anything like that. So
that's going to be
I'm
great.
sure that's an issue for them.
Yeah.
So we are going to pave the parking lot right across from the field and then up towards the skate park. So
Wonderful.
I'll be happy when that gets done, and it'll all be lined, because right now I know that I've parked in there and been blocked in.
Yeah.
And there won't be any more of that because they'll all be lined spaces.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
That's an important issue. And that came actually from a STEEP grant. A couple of years back when I was on the STEEP committee, we applied for that and were awarded the grant. So
Yeah. Does everybody know what a STEEP grant is? Maybe you should explain what a STEEP grant is.
I don't. What is a STEEP grant?
The STEEP grant is a small town economic assistance program, and it's a grant program that you apply for to help enhance your town. The state gives you money. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Wonderful. The skate park. What do you guys think about the skate park?
I go there. I BMX bike. A lot of people think that the skate park is related with drugs, and I mean, it is and it isn't, but I think it would be better if I saw more kids wearing helmets at the skate park, which I don't wear a helmet because
you're invincible.
I'm invincible, but I think it would be better because little kids do go there and they should wear helmets.
And you're a mentor or maybe a role model for little kids.
I
And
guess so.
Yeah,
They look
you
up.
are.
They look
You
up.
are.
But if they look up to you, don't you think you should wear a helmet too? Because, you know, if they're looking up to you, shouldn't you wear a helmet as well?
Probably.
Don't you think so?
Probably.
I would like to see more kids wearing helmets too. And the association that I have with the skate park, I don't skate, so I've never been up there. I've just heard rumors, and the rumors that circulate is that the skate park is involved with drugs and cigarettes and things that kids shouldn't be introduced to as young as they are. So
Are they
that's what I
smoking up
know.
there? Do you see
I
kids
wouldn't know
smoking? Do you
because
see
I
kids
just
smoking?
I know that I see a lot of middle schoolers around Winstead smoking cigarettes, and to me
I see
that is
too.
heartbreaking because to see a 14, I mean, number one, how are they getting the cigarettes? What 18-year-old is supplying the younger kids with cigarettes? That's what I want to know. And also, just how are they? They're 14. How are they doing that? Or 12-year-olds? And you know,
Why do they want to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's an issue that I see in Winstead that really, I think, brings Winstead's morale down. It's like the spirit of Winstead is just
Right.
kind of going down. I feel like it's up to us, the older kids, and as well as our selectmen to help bring the spirit of Winstead back up and to help
Does anybody
those
else
kids.
have anything to add to that? Yep.
I agree with you, Soph. And that does concern me. I'll see the same thing. I have a sixth grader at Pearson, and I'll go to pick him up from school, and right around the corner as the kids are walking home, I'll see, you know, the 12, 13, 14-year-olds with cigarettes. And it is a concern, and I don't know if that's because we need more programs for them to be a part of, that you know, because athletically it's hard to smoke cigarettes and be in good condition. So, go ahead, Brock.
When I was younger, probably a couple of years ago before I got into high school, I used to hang out a lot at the skate park, and I would go to Canton also. And I can remember that Canton's a little, their skate park is seems a little more safe because they have the recreation department right next to it. They have a pool and they have a field right next to it. And I think a part of the reason there is a lot of smoking up there is because it's very secluded and you know, there's trees blocking, and at night, I know a couple of years ago they tried to put a light in, so it's you know, there's more attention over there. And I think if there was a parking lot, you know, right there, more activity would be around that area, so less people would be likely to do something that they're not supposed to, and it'd be more kid friendly.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to go on to another subject here, but before I do, and this has to do with the subject, Sophia has to leave, so we're going to open up the space here, and Alex is just going to
Scoot
move in because she's going to her job in Canton.
Sophia, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. And I hope that you get elected because I can see a lot of changes in Winstead happening because of this election. And I really hope that Mrs. Smith can be reelected because I think that it would really benefit Winstead. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sophia.
Bye, have a good day at work.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Alex, so you'll get resituated there. I hope that you get elected too, because I think once you're elected, we could continue to do this kind of stuff. I think this communication with a younger group is really important because don't you think they're our future? We should be involving them into politics and what's happening in the town because a lot of it involves them.
Absolutely. I think we spoke a little bit about this on our first show. Alec is 18 now. He has the ability to vote. He was the first one to sign my petition to be a petitioning candidate. It was very important to me that he understand what he was signing, why he was signing it, and that he be involved in local politics and have an understanding of the current issues. Which I know, Brock, you're this year's Gilbert class president. So you're kind of your elected official of sorts, because do you go through an election process to become?
Well, actually, I am 2010 and 11's president, and we just actually voted on Friday. So on Monday, I'm actually going to find out if I ran again for president to see if I got elected. But it's great, I think, because I mean, there's the competition, but there's camaraderie that goes along with it. There's a vice president, a president, a social chair, and a treasurer or something. And and I know that it's always good for the school. Each grade gets to participate and try to help out Gilbert and try to help out the community if they can, and it really helps Gilbert out a lot.
Do you guys have to go through an actual election process, as I am going through now with the campaigning, and do you put up posters and talk to people and try to say, you know?
Yeah. We there's always like, hey, do I have your vote? But for in the application process, you have to get 20 signatures. I actually got Jess's signature,
Very nice.
and you have to ask for teachers' approval. You have to get an administrator's signature and referral. So it's a process, but I think it really pays off. If you do get elected.
Now, when you are elected and you are class president, do you feel any pressure to make sure that you are that mentor and somebody that's approachable, and the other kids can come to you and whatever their issues are with the schools or their concerns, now it's in your hands and you have to try to find the solution to their problems? Do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely have to become a person that everyone can come up and talk to, and very approachable,
Right.
and be accepting of ideas, and I try to do that as much as I can, and involvement is a huge part of what I'm all about. Is if I get elected president again, I really like having as many people come to our class meetings every week and get their ideas in, because that's the only way that everyone is going to be represented.
Yeah, well, you're definitely articulate, well-spoken, and I think you make an excellent class president. What made you decide?
Well, I've been going to class meetings. You don't have to be an officer to go to the class meetings, and I guess that's just like town meetings. You don't have to be any official.
Just be involved.
Yeah, just being involved, and I went for 2 years, and I said I think I could do this, and I think I could help out being a class officer as opposed to just attending. So I gave it a try, and I think I can definitely improve, and this year, hopefully I will.
Good for you. Good for you for being involved.
Absolutely.
So I think, getting back to what you said originally, I think it is important, because now when they go out to vote, they have a little bit of experience on what
Yeah.
it's like, and
Yeah.
it's
Well,
important.
this is life experience as well. This is something that you want to go into as a job?
Well, I think that maybe not directly politics or anything like that, but I think that being a class president, it has many aspects that relate to the real world, and it might not be directly, but it helps me socially, and it helps me be involved with others and hear opinions and work on working with others.
Wonderful.
Getting back to jobs a little bit, how important is it to you all, and George, actually I'll let you talk about this a little bit, to have jobs in your own community that you can...
Yeah, just to give a little background, George's family owns a Tributary restaurant, and I believe that you've been working there for almost 3 years, or over 3 years?
3
Tell us
years
about that.
actually, the beginning of January.
Yeah? What do you do?
I used to wash dishes, but now I'm a busboy, kind
Moving
of
up.
a waiter.
He's moving up the ladder.
All right.
The corporate ladder.
I am, but
Good for you, George.
He also employs some of my friends part-time.
Katie, you work fairly local, right?
Yeah, I work in Barkhamsted. Both my jobs are, I work at Winstead Hospital for Animals and also at White Pines campsites.
And
So, I mean, I don't have to go as far as Alec does, but I still have to drive to where I have to work, and it's not in Winstead.
Yeah.
right?
And I've been working at Winstead Hospital for Animals for almost 2.5 years now.
What do you do there?
I'm a kennel attendant,
Oh, excellent.
or a veterinary assistant. So I clean kennels, and stuff like that, and I help with appointments.
That sounds like a good job to go into. I mean, people always have pets.
Yep.
There's always...
And I mean, it went well with what I did in high school, because I went to Regional 7, and I did the VOAG program, and I
Wonderful. It's a
did
great
animal
program.
science for 3 years. So, I mean, it went well with the program that I was going into.
Wonderful.
Katie, was that your deciding factor? Because I know you went through the Winstead Public Schools.
Yep.
When it came time to choose your high school, Gilbert or Regional or some of the other options that you have, it was nice to have Region 7 as an option because you were going into more of a trade type, right?
Exactly.
why you-
That was probably the best decision I ever made, because it's not that I don't like Gilbert or I have anything against Gilbert. It was that Regional had the VOAG program, and it had the program that I needed to go into for what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I mean, what I'm doing now is I'm just going to community college, and then I'm planning on transferring and going into either agricultural education
Right.
or equine business management.
Good for you.
So
Great aspirations.
Yep. Jess, you work local, right?
I actually got my first job at McDonald's 2 days after I turned 16, so that was nice. It's fairly local, and I get to walk there, which is nice too. And I just recently got a second job at the Log House, which is a little farther away, and it's hard without a car, but it's nice to have a job in town. But it's been hard finding any other jobs that are close.
Right. And I think getting back to what Alex said, it's important, and I give your parents a lot of credit, George, for hiring the local kids, because like Jess, if she doesn't drive and she has to walk to work or rely on her parents or friends to be right here in town, that whole, time frame of having to deal with that is important. Actually, just to interject here, last year when Alec was a senior, he got an iPad, and I don't remember if it was for his birthday or something, but I'll let him talk about that experience going to Mr. Hatch and talking about how he wanted to use it in one of his classes.
Yeah, I had an iPad, and I used it to take note rather than just the conventional notebook. I actually wrote on it and took notes for all my math classes. So I had to go to Mr. Hatch and talk to him about making sure that I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to be doing.
How was he about that? I mean, was he receptive?
He was good about it. He knew I was a good kid. He knew that I wasn't going to be messing around.
Yeah.
And there was one thing getting me on the network, the wireless network. I wasn't able to do that because of the risks involved, security, viruses, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
But I got to take my notes, and I got through the year, so.
Your teachers were receptive?
Yeah, most of my teachers understood. It was good.
Good.
Do you see a need for kids to possibly have access to iPads or something similar? I mean, is this something that
I think it is important. I mean, I think old school is just as important too. I think having the blackboard and writing on the blackboard and kids understanding that's the way we came up and it worked for us.
Or smart boards?
Smart boards,
Right.
but blackboards also. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it all needs to be incorporated. But for Alec and
I think that the world that our generation is going to come into is going to be a technological world, so everyone's going to need to know what they're doing. So the earlier you get started, the better.
And I agree with that. And I know his calculus class and his statistics class, he immediately, on his iPad, he would do his homework or his assignments right in class, immediately be able to email it to his teacher, have it corrected all within the same period.
Yeah, because we're getting on that speed thing.
Right, and not only are you saving paper
technology.
now,
Yeah,
but time.
yeah.
So,
But now that I'm in college, most of my teachers, they suggest that we actually bring our laptops, and that's how we take our notes. Because that way, one, it's always there, and
Yeah.
you can't say, "Oh, I lost all my papers." Plus, most of my teachers, we use this ComNet, and it's all of our stuff is online.
Okay.
All of our worksheets, everything. So if they give it to you in like paper, but say you went home and you couldn't find it anymore,
Yeah.
you could actually go online, print it off, and then actually have it.
This is convenient, right?
It's a lot more convenient
Yeah.
than in high school, than
Yeah.
where they give it to you and you lost it, and they're like, "Oh well,
Yeah,
too bad."
yeah. Do you have to be a little bit more organized, a different organized kind of person?
Yeah, you have to be able to. One, you have to know where you put all your stuff in your computer, but I mean, it's definitely a lot more simple
Yeah.
than all this paper
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's a very interesting fact.
does that sound like something as class president you could propose to your council or whoever you talk to and try to see if you could implement more of the ability for the kids to use?
Yeah, I mean every year I see like a new Mac lab and probably a majority, 90% of my classes have a smart board in the front, and all the teachers are constantly using it. And over the summer for my calculus and statistics, I was emailing the teacher back and forth my assignments, and he would give me feedback. So it's technology is definitely there and in school permanently.
Good.
Excellent. Can we talk a little bit about drama, arts, music? You know, do you see any of that lacking in school now, you guys that are still in school? Or
I actually see a lack of music in the music program a lot. Drama, they're starting to incorporate a lot more. They've actually started drama classes that
Good.
they're doing now at the school. But the vocal program is a little lacking. They do the choir and the chorus and everything. But I actually think they should compete a lot more. I'd like to see that. And maybe not specifically a glee club, but I would love to see like a musical theater repertoire class. I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Similar to what Penny Owens used to try to get together for their, did you ever have Penny Owens?
Yeah, growing up, I think probably around 4th or 5th grade up through middle school, we had her and she was awesome.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get something like that back in, because I know there's a huge group of kids that are involved in the drama and the theater. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, Katie, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You went through Pearson and then decided to go to Regional 7. How difficult of a decision was that?
For me, it wasn't that difficult of a decision because of the Ag Ed program. That it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was the program that I had wanted to go into since I entered middle school. I mean, I had gone up to Gilbert. We did like the move up day and everything, and it didn't appeal to me as much as Regional did because
of the animals and the VOAG
right,
program.
Because of the different programs that they had.
Wonderful.
So, I mean, that was my major reason
Yeah.
of going up to Regional.
Your parents are very much into politics. You can't deny that.
No, I
Is
can't.
that something that you think that you would aspire to as well?
Actually, my mom asked me that question the other day. I mean, I can see myself going into politics because of, I'm not going to say that it's just because of Regional, but because I did like so much public speaking and stuff like that I have no problem talking in front of a group.
And that kind of a class or lesson, I guess, is really a good life lesson. Public speaking, I mean, no matter
Exactly.
what.
It was a lot of leadership skills, a lot of, I was actually an officer for 2 years. I was treasurer and historian, so we did award ceremonies and I had to get up in front of
Yeah.
people and speak. But I mean, I can see myself going into politics, probably not for a couple years, but I can definitely see myself doing that. So
Wonderful.
I love
Alec?
to hear that. I love to hear that young people want to get involved in
Yeah.
politics, because they come up with such fresh ideas, and they're not, I don't want to say tainted, but I think everything they bring is new.
Yeah, yeah. You must have aspirations as well.
Well, yeah, my mom is heavily involved in politics instead, and I don't know, I used to go when I was little, but it just doesn't appeal to me anymore, I guess. I don't know.
And that's okay, too.
Not to sound mean, but it just, I don't know, it's not really my thing. I'm more of a business guy, I guess.
But it's nice that he supports me.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I support everything she
Absolutely.
does.
I can see that you have such a huge family support because it really shows. Thank you. How do you feel about the 7th and 8th graders coming up?
I think it's actually there's been minimal problems having them. I think it was a big issue putting them in there, and a lot of parents were scared. I don't know if it was that we were going to beat
You
them
guys
up.
are a scary group.
Yeah, you guys are very intimidating bunch.
But they've actually been really good. They're not well, I mean, they're loud, they're children, but they're not rambunctious, or
You
at
don't
least
feel like there's too much of an age gap?
not really, surprisingly.
Say something about that. I think that a lot of parents were worried about the kids getting bullied, but if going through high school, if anyone in 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade ever picked a fight with a middle schooler, you probably wouldn't be known as the coolest kid around. So I don't think anyone would do that, really.
Yeah, yeah. Rock, you must have something to say about that, too.
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked when I heard that might happen, but when they actually
Why
decided.
were you shocked? What was the...
I went to Pearson, and I just never thought that they would be shutting down or moving, and I know that they had the 5th and 6th come up last year, and then when I went to the school to pick up some books after the decision had been made, I went there and I was like looking at some of the doors had like asbestos, danger, do not cross. So I figured, well, maybe this is a safer place, and they've taken a lot of precautions. The 7th and 8th grader are only on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
We have we have name tags now, or lanyards,
Oh,
different
wow.
colors.
How has that changed things?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's not too much of an inconvenience. We just have to take the main stairwell instead of going through the rooms, and it's a little bit of an adjustment. And for right now, they've kept us pretty isolated between each other. The high school is just third and first level,
Okay.
and we only see each other passing in the hallway very, very seldom. But I think once the school year progresses, I think we'll actually learn to integrate. The senior our class is trying to get some type of buddy or mentor system, so that we can meet them and they don't feel scared to come to school.
Yeah.
So they feel comfortable in the school that they're in, and that they can learn and feel safe.
Right.
George, what do you think?
At the beginning, I thought it was a horrible idea. Not gonna lie, but
Why? Why did you think it was a horrible idea?
because the size difference and the age difference
Okay.
just was gonna collide.
Okay.
But the 2 weeks I've been there, I've realized the respect and the responsibility aspects
Nice.
really do matter, and it doesn't matter your size or your age, as long as you get the work done and you respect each other. Then
Are you acting more like a role model now that you see that there's younger kids around?
yes, because as generations go by, kids pick up on what you do and they do the same. You don't realize it, but it starts to get in your head that
Yeah.
the kids are right behind you and they'll do whatever you do.
Yeah, that is true.
I love hearing the whole respect idea.
That is
It's important.
tremendous, Yeah.
This actually kind of sounds like regional because this is how regional's set up. The middle schoolers are separated from the rest of the main school, high school. The only time you really see them is if they're going to a music or a business class.
Right.
So I mean, I went through it for my high school, and I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
The sports aspect of it, I think it's gonna be good. I was big in sports. I think eventually, I don't know what they're doing. Do you guys know? I don't know.
Well, they just I forgot what they call it, but even in band they have it's like Gilbert Jr. almost. It's like, and it really helps with sports. I mean, if they see our team and they're looking at, whoa, he pitches really well in baseball or something, they're more likely to come to Gilbert instead of with Pearson. It's detached. So being right there and seeing our sports, it makes them want to stay at Gilbert.
So the overall consensus really is that it's working out just great, and this was something that you were in support of.
Definitely, I supported it. I advocated for it. I think there were some parents out there that had some reservations, but with the comments that you all have given today, I think answered a lot of those questions, and some positive things are going to come from having our 7th and 8th grade up there.
Good. What do you see happening with the younger grades? Any ideas?
No, I mean, I have a 6th grader who's at Pearson right now who will go up and be a part of the new Gilbert Middle School as a 7th grader, and he's very excited about that. Right now there are only 2 grades in Pearson, the 5th grade and the 6th grade, so I don't know what's going to go on if we're going to consolidate the schools. I think we really need to see that happen because we only have a couple of grades in each one of the schools.
Yeah.
And Pearson's such a huge school, you hate to see that once we get that 3rd floor, the asbestos remediated, I'd like to see some more kids in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much for all you guys taking time to come and speak with us today, and feel free again to email me and let me know what your concerns are as young adults in the community, and very proud to say that you guys are going to be our future.
Yeah. Thank you.